Curly hair does not have to be hard or high maintenance. We've just been taught to way overcomplicate it. Most people with curly hair are using way too many products. They're following a routine they found online with a million different steps, and you don't even know why you're doing those steps and if they're making a difference. And then you're wondering why you're still not getting the results that you want that last. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gina, and here on this channel, we simplify curly hair so it works with your lifestyle. And I'm also a curl coach who is all about helping my clients do less and get better results. First thing I want you to try is to stop layering so many styling products and use just 1 or 2 products on your hair. This changes everything for most people. This is usually the first thing that I have my curl coaching clients do when they come to me and they tell me that they're not getting hold, their curls are frizzy, and they're not lasting. And that is to try your gel by itself, at least for 1 wash day, and come back and tell me if you get better hold. That means no curl creams, no thick, heavy leave-ins, no foams, no mousses. You don't need all of those products, just use your gel. Most people assume that curl cream is kind of the default styler for curly hair, but curl cream is not a requirement. However, if you want hold in your curls and frizz control, then you have to use something with hold like a gel. And most of the time, just using a gel is enough. And in most cases, it performs better on its own because it can really grip to your hair. The other thing that I often see people doing is they will go to just using a curl cream because they think that that's easier, like doing a one and done styler in the summer, and they'll just use a curl cream. But then your curls end up frizzy and they don't last, so then you have to restyle it the next day. So to me, that's not really low maintenance. I would rather that one product just be a gel. Now, I totally understand if you are washing your hair daily or something in the summer, then that makes sense if you don't care about longevity. But for a lower maintenance routine overall, like throughout the week, we need longevity out of our curls, so that way you only have to do your hair like twice a week. But here's why this matters, especially in the summertime. Everything that you put on under your gel impacts your hold. This is my moisture hold balance framework that I talk about in all of my videos. It's a simple 4-step process, and it basically teaches you how to manage the moisture or the conditioning underneath of your gel in order to maximize your hold. And in the summertime, we really need to maximize our hold because we have things like humidity or even dry air if you're in a dry climate working against you. And don't worry about your hair being dry. Your conditioner step, so that step 2 of my framework, handles the moisture and the conditioning in your routine. And for most curl types, that's enough. So on your next wash day, try your gel alone and come back and tell me if you got better results. Then, if you truly need more moisture, then we can evaluate how much conditioning you need at your prep step. Now, if you've already tried your gel alone and you've ensured that you're applying it thoroughly and you're still not getting hold, then that tells us that you just don't have the right gel for your hair type, or the gel itself just doesn't have enough hold. Here are 3 things that I want you to consider when selecting a gel, especially in the summer. 1, you want to look for anti-humidity ingredients, even if you don't live in a humid climate, because these ingredients can help your hair just last longer. They tend to make that hold just withstand more wear and tear throughout the week. I actually created a free anti-humidity ingredients checklist that I can link for you down below if you want to grab it and download it. I'll send it right to your email, and it basically lists out some of the most common ingredients that you might want to look for to humidity proof your curls. Now, keep in mind, you can never waterproof your hair, but having some of these ingredients in your products can really help them last longer. The second thing you need to consider when selecting a gel is your hair's finish type. If you haven't heard of hair finish, it's something that Barbie Dell claimed. I can link her channel for you down below if you want to check it out. But she basically teaches the importance of understanding if you have soft or rough finish hair. And this is something I've talked about all the time in my content as well, because it is so important, and it's almost more important than knowing your exact porosity and your texture and your curl pattern. In my opinion, your hair's finish actually combines all 3 of those things, but understanding your finish is much easier to figure out because you can simply observe your hair. If your curls tend to be more soft and they don't hold, like they fall out very easily, that's usually the easiest sign to tell. Then you'll need gels that provide a strong hold and also texture and grit. So you're basically trying to counteract that softness in your hair, because really soft girls don't don't last. Then if you have a rougher finish or more of that coarser texture in your hair, this is what my hair leans more toward. You might not like that texture and grit as much. I mean, you can still use it, but you probably need more slip and softness in your routine to help with manageability. But both finish types still need to have strong hold if you want longevity. Now keep in mind, this is just a starting point. It doesn't mean that if you have soft finish hair, you can't use gels with slip and vice versa. I have clients that use all types of gels with different finish types, and they just understand the differences between them, and they actually like having some of both to really customize their results. I'll share with you some of my favorite gels and product combos in just a minute. But one more thing that is really important to look for in your products is heat and UV protection. So heat protection is really important if you're going to be diffusing, which I highly recommend. And stay tuned because I am going to share with you tips on how to dry your hair faster. But with diffusing, you do want to make sure you have some sort of heat protection, whether if that is your prep product or maybe it's even included in your gel. And I'll share some gels with heat protection. And then UV protection is also important in the summer because you'd be surprised how much damage the sun can cause to your hair. If your ends are getting lighter in the summer, that is a sign of UV damage. And hair that's damaged is a lot more maintenance. All right, so let's talk about some of my favorite gels if you want a lower maintenance routine. One that I've been using a lot recently is the Joico Joigel. So this gel combines heat, UV protection, and gives your hair hold. It's lower in moisture, but I can actually use this by itself, even with my hair that tends to be a little drier, and it doesn't dry out my hair in the summertime, that is. This is gonna be great for those of you with a softer finish hair, but like I said, if your hair is rougher finish, you can use this as well. And it does have some slip to it, so it's not as thick and sticky as some other ones. If you want something that is much more moisturizing and has a lot more slip, you could go with something like the Wedad Advanced Climate Control Stronger Hold Gel. This is one of my all-time favorite gels because it does tend to last a long time, and it also has slip, so it's very easy to work with, and it refreshes very easily, which in my opinion makes for a lower maintenance routine, because if I can refresh with just a little bit of water or maybe even just my dry hands, that's a win in my book. Now this one's very moisturizing, so I would avoid it if you have a very soft finish hair, unless if you just prefer a more slippery conditioning gel. Now that one doesn't have built-in heat protection, but it does have UV protection. So if you want to use two products, which would be using a prep and a gel step, then here's what I would recommend to keep it very minimal. For prep, you could use something like the Living Proof Leave-In Conditioning Spray. This has heat, UV protection, it's lightweight, but it's still going to give you some conditioning and some light moisture to your hair. Great for all hair types. Another option is the Curlsmith Miracle Shield. This product has a bit more conditioning to it, so it's a little bit creamier, but still fairly lightweight. And it also has heat, UV protection in it. And it also has chlorine and saltwater protection too. So a great summer product. Again, you would select just one of those. And then for your gel product, I would recommend layering on something with pretty strong hold, such as the Curlsmith Fragrance-Free Strong Hold Gel. This is one of my all-time favorite gels. Almost all of my clients have used this gel and really like it because it's one of the strongest hold gels that has humidity blocking ingredients, and it also is low in conditioning, so it's not going to over condition the hair. And then you can really customize it. So you'll get your conditioning at your prep step, and then you can top it off with a gel and have really strong, long-lasting results. So if you've already tried something like the Wedad gel and you didn't get enough hold, this is the next step. For a drugstore option, you could try something like the Not Your Mother's Flash Freeze Gel, their level 5 gel. Keep in mind it's not fragrance-free, but it is a drugstore version, has a similar texture to it. Both of these gels are going to be great if you have a softer finish hair type. So it has that texture and grit to it, although anyone can use them. And they're both gonna give you pretty strong, long-lasting results. So I'll link these products in the description, as well as even more recommendations on the blog post that goes with this video. If your curls feel like high maintenance because they take forever to dry, or you just can't be bothered to stand in your hot bathroom forever trying to diffuse your curls, these next hacks are for you. First one is micro plopping. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this, but in case if you haven't, you are missing out, because this is one of the best ways to get the best of both worlds with clumps, with styling your hair soaking wet, but then also not having your curls take forever to dry. All you need is a hair towel, preferably something that is flat, not those microfiber towels that have the little fibers, like something that's more smooth and flat. You can also just use a t-shirt or a pillowcase, anything that's just smooth and going to absorb some water. You do this after you're done styling and before you diffuse or air dry. Preferably you pick up a wet section of that towel because that's going to prevent it from soaking up too much product. and then just go around and gently scrunch your hair. Just work slowly and scrunch out some of that excess water. This is going to save you so much dry time regardless of how you're drying. Then don't skip this step if you see frizz or if you're struggling with getting a cast. Go in with another light glaze of gel. I'm not talking about recoating your entire head in more gel, just a light glaze. You can do praying hands, do some scrunching with a little bit more of your gel, and I like to mix it with some water too so it's not too sticky. This adds so much extra hold and it will just put back some of that product that might have gotten absorbed. But don't worry, microplopping is not completely removing your product. It can just release a little bit on areas like your ends that don't hold on to product as easily. The next tip I wanted to share is to go straight to diffusing. So don't prolong the air drying process. I don't recommend microplopping or styling and then waiting around and air drying first, or doing things like the traditional plopping technique, because those can really just mess up your hair, especially when it's in that really fragile state where it can get disrupted. You want to start right away with your diffuser after you finish that extra gel step we talked about, or even if you don't microplop, go straight from styling to diffusing, and it's going to make a big difference in how your curls dry. This is because that gentle heat sets the curl shape right away, and it also starts to set your cast. The sooner you can get your hair locked in that gel cast, the better if you want longer lasting results, which are less maintenance. If you're currently air drying and you're seeing a lot of frizz, or your curls are falling very easily and you're not getting the volume and the definition that you want, you'll definitely want to consider diffusing. And third tip I wanted to share about drying your hair is that if you want to diffuse, you don't have to diffuse all the way. If you're really short on time, you can always just diffuse until your gel cast sets, or until you're happy with the overall shape of your curls, and then finish air drying. Just keep in mind, I wouldn't go out in humidity if your hair is not dry yet, because that's really going to disrupt your curls. But if you're staying indoors, you totally could just finish air drying if you only have time to diffuse for a few minutes. The other thing is you don't want to go to bed with wet hair. So if you're styling at night, make sure you have time to fully air dry if you want to go that route. Even just diffusing for 5 minutes can make a big difference. Also, when you're cutting back on the amount of moisture in your routine, like we talked about at the beginning of the video, you're going to notice that your hair dries so much faster without all of those products layered underneath. One more thing, the diffuser that you use makes a big difference, because this Curlsmith Defrizzion hair dryer you always see me using dries my hair in only about 10 minutes using less heat than most hair dryers. So that's a huge win. It's because of the large size of the diffuser head and because of the drying power of this dryer. So highly recommend this one if you haven't already tried it. I will link it for you down below. They have a smaller travel version as well, but this one dries my hair the fastest. So if you can't spare 10 minutes to diffuse your hair, then I don't know what to tell you. Personally, I think spending 10 minutes on diffusing my hair gains me so much time because my curls last for days without having to touch up. If you're finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, because I make videos for waves and curls every single week. Do your curls currently feel high maintenance because you're having to fuss with them every day? It actually doesn't have to be this way. For example, I do a full wash day about twice a week, and I don't really touch my hair much in between. I rarely have to refresh very much, and I certainly don't restyle starting from scratch. Most of the time, I can just leave it alone or do a very simple dry refresh. And this is because when your routine is built for longevity, you're not gonna have to do as much to your hair in between wash days. Now, I realize that some hair types are naturally going to need more touch-ups, but I can guarantee I can get you longer lasting results than you're currently getting with my methods and frameworks. My clients always get at least another day or so by the time they finish my program. So if you're currently having to restyle every day, like soak your hair down and completely redo it, or if you tend to just throw it up in a bun because it doesn't look good the next day, there is something we can improve on your wash day. And if it's still not lasting and it's still requiring a lot of touch-ups, then we need to look at how you're preserving your curls. And this is more than just how you sleep with your curls. In the summer, you're probably gonna have to preserve your curls when you're going to be out in wind, if you're gonna be at the pool or the beach. So here are 3 different ways that I like to protect my curls. The first one is wearing a silk or a satin scarf. This is really underrated, and I think it looks really cute when you tie your hair up in it. It's kind of like putting your hair up in a bun or a scrunchie, but it doesn't dent your hair and it keeps it covered, especially the back area that can kind of rub against stuff. I wear this all the time at the beach or at the pool. I usually end up putting a hat or a visor on over top anyway, so I don't really care what I look like. You could even wear this outside if you like to walk outside or exercise. This is a great way to protect your curls, and silk and satin's really lightweight, so it's not like it's gonna feel hot on your head. The second thing is to wear a silk or a satin bonnet when you sleep. So I have been testing out the new one from Curlsmith Collective that I wanted to share with you. I've been sleeping in this one, but this is a real silk bonnet, like top of the line quality. And this one actually fits well because you can tighten it. So that's why I wanted to share it, because this is new to me. I've worn it now for probably about 4 nights or so. And I like how you can adjust it to actually make it tighter, because I've talked about in the past how most bonnets are way too big. If your bonnet is not holding your hair up on top of your head, then it's too big and it's not really doing anything when you're sleeping. So this one has these snaps where you can fold it over and you can tighten it so that way it's tighter across the top. So those of you with low density or short curly hair, we finally have a bonnet that will fit you. It's also adjustable in the back, double line, like this is very high quality. It's got this comfort band around the top, so it feels kind of like that gel-like material, so it's not gonna leave dents. The only thing I will say is this is a little tight on my head around the band. I must just have a big head, because others have said that it doesn't feel tight on them. And I also like to wear it kind of back. If you do wear it a little bit down on your forehead, it feels looser. So just keep that in mind with like the head size. If you have a larger head, like if hats tend to not fit you, then this might be a little snug, but I'm just getting used to it because I do really like the design of it. It is stretchy in the back, as you can see, but even like fully stretched for me, I must have a really big head, because look how much it does stretch. It just feels snugger than I'm used to, but it's actually staying on, which is a huge plus because most bonnets have been falling off me lately. So this one I've really been enjoying. I realize it is a pricey one, but it's because of all of these intricate designs that are really helpful. But I have others that I recommend as well if you prefer something much cheaper, but it's not going to have, you know, those snaps and all that other stuff. And the third thing that you can do to preserve your curls, especially in the summer, is doing some sort of loose updo or a bun. I recommend the Curlsmith Collective scrunchies actually for this, because they're real silk and they're not going to damage your hair, but the key is to wear your hair up loosely. You don't want to do a really tight scrunchie or put your hair up in like a slick back. Every once in a while is totally fine, but you don't want to do that every single day. So you can certainly still wear your hair up. I have clients who like to wear their hair up. They'll just wear their curls like once or twice a week and then they put it up in between. That's totally fine. Live your life with your curls. It's hot. I don't always want my hair on my neck either, but the key is just to wear it up loosely and protect it. That way you can retain some of your curl memory. One more I wanted to share with you is wearing a headband. I wear headbands almost every day because I don't like my curls in my face. Even right now, like it's bugging me just the way they're over my forehead. So again, Curlsmith Collective, they make great accessories, but they have the comfort curve headbands, which are nice because they don't give you a headache and you can wear them with glasses and sunglasses. So I can link that for you down below, as well as a cheap Amazon one too, if you want something that's just like plastic to keep your hair back. If you're swimming with your curls and you're finding that it's a ton of maintenance because you're having to wash so much, I put together a full protocol for that on a blog post that I did, which I will link for you down below. So tell me below, why do you feel like curly hair is too hard? What about curly hair just feels like way too much maintenance to you? Is it because you haven't quite dialed in one of these items that we shared? Tell me below which tip that you plan to test out and to implement and if it made a difference for you, because my goal is just to make things easier, more manageable and achievable, and also to get you some time back. That's always my goal too with my curl coaching clients, because everyone comes to me spending way too much time. They're not getting the results that they want and they're having to restyle every day. We really have to work backward to get to the bottom of why your curls aren't lasting and why they feel like so much work. And it all comes down to realizing that you have more control than you think. And that's what I help my clients with, as well as in these videos for you guys, is once you understand those levers you can pull and the things that you can adjust in your routine, for example, dialing back your moisture to increase your hold, you realize that you can actually control your results. It doesn't have to be a surprise every time you wash your hair. So it's all about having those tools and that knowledge on how to adjust your routine to get the results you want. So if you're really struggling and you haven't been able to do that just by watching videos and on your own, then I definitely recommend my group coaching program. I will put the link for that below if you want to read more about it, because over there we are all about keeping things simple and achievable. If you want to see a really easy, wavy or loose curl routine that you can try for longer lasting results, check out the recent video that I did. I'll put it linked right here on the screen. I shared a long lasting routine step by step. So even if it's not hot or humid now where you are, even if you don't have waves and loose curls, you can still try this routine because it's all about longer lasting results. So it really works for all hair types, but I definitely shared a lot of adjustments for waves and loose curls if that's your curl type. So I will put that video linked right here and I will talk to you over there. Bye everyone.